What's going on, Skeeters Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Skeeters Dish, your home to everything Sugar Land Skeeters. I'm your host, Jessica Munoz. This week's episode includes a sit-down interview with Anthony Giansanti, as well as what's to come this weekend with the playoffs. Let's take a look. I'm joined by Skeeters utility player Anthony Giansanti. Anthony, playoffs are right around the corner. Won the first half and the second half. How excited is the team? What does that mean to you?
Well, I think it's anytime you can win any half, it's special, but I think it speaks volumes to our respect for the game and how hard we play the game to be able to come out and stay focused for the second half when technically it didn't necessarily mean anything. It was more of we just kind of had to play the games and wait for the playoffs, but we stuck with it. We played all 27 outs every single game, and we were fortunate enough to win the second half, and, you know, that momentum going into the playoffs I think is really going to help.
And you're one of the few players who was here last year under new management with Pete Cavilla this year. What's it been different for you?
You know, Pete brings a little bit more fire than, Gary did last year. Gary was more of a laid-back, mellow manager who kind of just let things flow. And Pete's a little more fiery. Pete wears his emotions on his sleeves, and he expects us to respect the game and love the game and play the game as hard as he manages the game. And that's that. You know, both are obviously successful ways of coaching, but that'd be the main difference, is just a little bit different level of intensity and a little more of a sense of urgency, I'd say, out of Pete. And you see it in the way we play. And your twin brother Matty got to come into Sugar Land this year. I personally got to meet him, which was awesome. Kind of give him the royal treatment here in Sugar Land. What was that experience like for both of you? It was awesome. You know, he was a major leaguer for a couple of days. You know, and he's always my biggest fan and biggest supporter, and he loves this game just as much as I do. And being able to see him enjoy it through himself rather than through me was, a surreal, awesome experience. And, I can't thank the players and staff and organization enough for allowing him that moment that I know he'll never forget because he never stops talking about it. And big plans coming up in the offseason? Yeah, actually, I just signed my first ever winter ball contract in Mazatlan, Mexico, so I'm going to head down there after the season and see where it takes me. Well, congratulations. We're very excited to hear for you, and hopefully we'll see you back again next year. It's going to do it for our sit-down interview questions, but I do have one last question. Are you up for a challenge? Always. Let's go. I'm joined again by Anthony Giansanti, and it is time for another challenge. And as always, we have to call in reinforcements. So joining Anthony's team is going to be Alvaro Rondon. And on my team, stepping out from behind the camera for once, I have Troy Young. All right, so this is the tissue pull challenge. Simple as that. One at a time, you have to pull all the tissues out of the box. Whatever team empties both of their boxes first is going to be the winner. We will reuse these tissues. Recycle. Reuse? I'm not really sure, but we're going to go and do this challenge.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, it only took a majority of the season, but I finally got my first win. As always, Anthony, thank you. Oh, see, another use for these tissues. I like it. I don't think we have enough. Alvaro, you want to take some of those with you too? All right. But thanks again to Anthony for not only doing the interview, but the challenge, Alvaro and Troy as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Skeeters Dish. The Skeeters return to Constellation Field for the first game of the playoff series, and they're ready to paint it black on Friday, September 21st. Make sure you wear your blackout to Constellation Field to black out the stadium. Also, Game 2 and 3 will be played on Saturday and Sunday if necessary. Make sure you take a look at the website to find out what's going on. The Skeeters Baseball Foundation also bought and gave away 500 tickets to charities for that Friday night game, so it's going to be packed. Make sure you are out here. Also, their Kickball Classic kicked off last homestand, and it's going to continue on September 29th for a day of fun. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Until next time, I'll see you at the ballpark. Don't forget, paint it black.